Recently voted the #1 city to visit in Europe, Porto is filled with endless colorful buildings, mouth-watering food, and stunning beaches. This tiny city also has the world's most beautiful train station and cafes and libraries that inspired the creation of Harry Potter. It's also the birthplace of port wine, where you can visit award-winning wineries and cruise down the Douro River as you're surrounded by breathtaking vineyards.
Hey guys, we're Ian and Anna, and we spent around 3 months road tripping all over Portugal. We went to the Algarve, Lisbon, Porto, and even the island of Madeira. It is such a beautiful country, and in today's video, we're gonna share with you the perfect 48-hour itinerary for Porto.
On day one, you're gonna start with a food tour. We always recommend doing this because you get the layout of the city, you get to hang with locals, go to really good restaurants that you probably wouldn't have found otherwise, and get to learn history. This food tour is 3 hours long with Telmo and Miguel, and the first stop is probably my favorite, is to get a pastel de nata, which is one of the best pastries. I am addicted to these things.
They're basically a crusty, flaky pastry on the outside with a lot of custard on the inside, and of course you have to put cinnamon on before you eat it.
Yeah.
I have not found one in the US yet.
No.
But we saw them in South Africa the other day.
We should open up a pastel place in the US.
Yes.
A pastel chain.
Their minds would be blown. Yes, let's do it. All right. That's the business
Please don't
idea.
steal our idea.
While we were having our delicious pastel de natas, Telmo also taught us a couple words that could come in handy for you as well. So the first is thank you, and for a male, it's gonna be obrigado. For a female, you'll say obrigada. And then hello is hola, but it's actually not an H-O-L-A, it's just O-L-A. Pronounced the same way. Our next stop was getting green wine, which is basically just sparkling wine. It is really good. I don't love wine, and it's my favorite wine probably ever.
Oh.
And we also had some cod cakes and beef empanadas, super yummy. Afterwards, you'll head to one of the most beautiful train stations in the world called Sao Bento, and actually J.K. Rowling did get inspired by this train station, as well as a lot of places in Porto, for the book Harry Potter, which we're gonna talk about a little bit at the end of this video, so make sure to watch till the end.
Yeah, this train station had tons of murals, tiles depicting Portugal's history. It is really pretty, and this is another reason I love this food tour. We're stopping at all the highlights along the way. After the train station, we stopped at so many other restaurants, including one to have a charcuterie board where we had meat, cheeses, of course, more wine, and then we stopped for the famous bifana. This is a traditional sandwich in Portugal filled with pork, and it is one of our favorites. We got it down in Lisbon too.
So yummy, I love them. And we ended this tour with trying the famous port wine that originated in Porto, really an hour and a half outside of Porto in the Douro Valley. I'm sure you'll have it a lot on your trip. It's not my personal favorite because it has a brandy taste to it.
Yeah, it's a really sweet wine. It's like 20% alcohol. We'll talk about it tomorrow on
when
day
you're
2.
going to Douro Valley.
Yes, but next we recommend that you go to the Porto Cathedral, which is the most important building in all of Porto. It dates back 900 years, and it seriously feels like you're inside a movie walking around here. It's only $3 to go. It's super quick, but the tiles in here, the architecture, feels like you're at Hogwarts a little bit, and I just couldn't get over the views because you get to see the entire city with those orange rooftops.
Now you're gonna have some free time where you can go back to your hotel and rest, or keep walking around the beautiful, colorful city. If you're going to continue to explore, I have 2 tips. Tip number 1 is make sure you're wearing comfortable shoes because it's hilly and it's cobblestones. You're gonna wanna be comfortable. And tip number 2 is to please look up, because you might just see a little granny looking out her window, and they like to call them the security system of Portugal because the grandmas, they gossip with each other about what they saw that day. I thought it was so cute, but some people on Instagram were like, it's hard growing up there because they're always watching you.
True.
And I was like, oh, well, I didn't think about that.
And then to finish up day 1, you're gonna be heading to a secret sunset spot. This place is really cool. You're gonna cross the Dom Louis I Bridge. It's the main bridge there that goes over the Douro River. And right across, you're gonna take a left, and then you'll see boulders and rocks. It's about a 3-minute walk to get there. And from here, you get the coolest view of the bridge, the sunset going down over the city, all the colorful buildings, and it's just kind of a vibe to end off your first night here in Porto. On day 2, you're gonna wanna go on a day trip to the Douro Valley. This is one of the best wine regions in the entire world. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it rivals places like Napa Valley in California and Bordeaux in France. It's such a special place, and it's only only an hour and a half away from Porto. If you want to go on the exact day trip that we did, you could scan the QR code right here. It's the highest rated one, and it's about an 8-hour total day. So it's gonna be full of wine, views, and a lot of fun.
We recommended this tour in our Best of Porto video, and everyone that's booked it has commented that it was their favorite thing to do on their trip. So definitely give it a look because we've gotten some great feedback.
Like we said before, the birthplace of port wine was right here in the Douro Valley, and it was actually created by accident in the 1600s when France and England had a dispute. So England looked for their wine from different regions, and they chose Portugal. And when they chose Portugal, they had to ship the wine way further. So the sailors put brandy in it to fortify it. And from there, when it arrived in England, the English loved it, and there was the birth of port wine.
On this tour, you're gonna hit up a lot of amazing spots, including one of the oldest vineyards in the region. That was one of my favorite spots because it was just so beautiful. I love vineyards. Here they taught us about the barreling process. We tried so much wine, like way too much.
It's not just port wine, by the way.
No.
You're trying reds, you're trying whites. They've gotten so many different awards here. Not that we know much about wine, we just like to drink it sometimes.
I like to learn.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna end this tour with an incredible 1-hour boat ride down the Douro Valley. It is so pretty, 360 views, you go down and back. And also they have drinks, of course, on the boat.
Yes.
You're never gonna not have a glass of wine
Just be careful.
in your hand.
Just be careful because like we said, it's 20% alcohol for the port wine. So we saw a lot of people getting drunk on that tour.
Not enough people know about the Douro Valley.
Yes, it is starting to pick up popularity, so get there fast. And if you're interested, you should go in September because that's harvest season and you're actually able to stomp the grapes, which is traditional way to do it there.
Now this is a long day tour, but if you can make it back in time for maybe a sunset, we absolutely love this beach. It was 20 minutes outside of the city and we just took an Uber. Ubers there are really affordable, so don't even worry about it. And then after sunset, you can have dinner at Brasão. It's a really, really good restaurant. They do have one in downtown Porto. So if you don't make it to this beach, maybe head there in the city instead. This is where you should try the famous traditional dish, francesinha. I hope I'm saying that right. It's a layered dish with steak, ham, bread covered in cheese and sauce. Ian seemed to really like it. You know when you get homesick of your own dishes?
Yes.
This is where I had a Caesar salad and it was really good. So if you're feeling some dishes like closer to home, they do have those as well if you need them.
Yeah.
Everyone needs them every once in a while, let's be honest.
Yeah, this is a great way to end your night. And if you are spending a little bit more time in Porto, I definitely recommend taking a Harry Potter tour. Now, this is one of my favorite things I did in all of Portugal because
it was my favorite thing.
We love Harry Potter.
Now I can't associate Porto without Harry Potter, and I feel bad. I hope they don't get mad that people are gonna do that, but like all I see is Harry Potter when I think about it.
And if you didn't know, J.K. Rowling wrote one of her first books here, or started to write it, because she was here in the 90s. She married a Portuguese journalist, ended up divorcing and whatnot.
No, the similarities between the book and everything that Vinny's gonna show you on this tour blows my mind. Not even to mention that the dictator of Portugal back in the day was named Salazar. So, Salazar Slytherin. Okay, we're gonna go in order because I could go on and on about this tour. So what do we have to say first?
So first, Vinny will take you to so many different spots, but one of our favorites on this tour was the Majestic Cafe, which is nicknamed one of the most beautiful cafes in the world. It's from like the 1920s, and in here, this is where J.K. Rowling got inspiration, but also wrote some of her first book.
We don't want to give too much away about the cafe because he's gonna do some quizzes and then ask you some questions, and then, yeah, I don't want to give too much away.
I will say I beat her at the quizzes.
Yeah, and I'm like, I've read the books. I don't think you've even read them, and I was kind of bummed. There's so many similarities that I really love that he pointed out, including that the students in Porto wear capes like they do in Harry Potter. You're definitely gonna hit up Lello Library. This is a little bit of an extra charge, but it's still worth it to go in. Don't worry, Vinny will guide you. And inside, there's just all those spiraling staircases, really rustic, old-looking vibes. It is so stunning. And J.K. Rowling claims she did not get inspiration from here. But I feel like it's almost impossible because when you go, you'll see that Porto is a very small town. As an author, I'm sure she visited Lello Library and got some inspiration. information.
If you want to go on this tour with Vinny, you could scan this QR code right here and please tell him Ian and Anna said hello. And we hope you got so much value out of this video. Make sure to like it, comment down below other recommendations like restaurants or things to do.
Especially things to do at night.
Yes.
Because we didn't provide any of that. So.
We're lame.
Yeah, we go to bed.
Also, follow us on Instagram. Anna does amazing on there with helpful videos, shows our cats off, and all sorts of things.
Our life in Florida.
Yes, and if you missed any of our Portugal videos, click up here. There's a series. We got Lisbon, Algarve, Madeira, Porto, and other things around the entire country.
We'll see you in the next one.
Woot woot!